Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a dynamic stretch for the low and mid back. So she's going to get into all fours here. Basically, what we call this would just be a dynamic stretch variation, the cat and cow. Meredith's just simply going to arch her back, and then look up, and then gently round her back, and then look down. She's going to do this about 8 to 10 reps of this. And what this is going to do, this is just going to gently loosen up all the vertebrae in the spine, particularly in the thoracic, a little bit in the lumbar as well. Meredith's going to finish the exercise by doing 2 more perfect reps. Hi. In today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a dynamic stretch for the hip flexor muscles. What she's going to do, what we call this is a kneeling hip flexor dynamic stretch. What she's going to be doing is she's going to get a kneeling position just like this. She's going to make sure her shoulders and her hips are square. And then from there, she's gently going to tilt her pelvis, so she's getting a little bit of a stretch right through here. So she's going to tilt her pelvis forward. From there, she's going to inhale in, and then she's going to exhale and then lean forward while simultaneously bringing the arm up above her head and then back into position. She's going to inhale forward, exhale down. In normal circumstances, she would do this about 10 to 12 reps. Meredith's going to finish off the exercise by doing 2 more perfect reps. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a dynamic stretch for the calf. How she's going to do this dynamic stretch, she's going to get in a downward facing dog position that they use in yoga. And then from here, what she's going to do is she's just going to alternate each leg. She's going to try to keep her heels flat on the floor, and then she's going to alternate each side, getting a stretch primarily in the gastroc muscle, or the outermost part of the calf muscle. From here, she's going to finish out the exercise by doing 2 more perfect reps on each side. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a hip or a knee hug exercise. This is a dynamic stretch. This is going to loosen up the upper part of the hamstring. It's also going to open up the glutes a little bit. All it is, Meredith's simply going to hug her knee up to her chest, hold it for about 2 counts, and then bring it down, and then switch sides. Meredith's going to perform about 10 to 12 reps of this exercise on each side, and she's going to finish out this dynamic stretch by just doing 2 more on each side in perfect form. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith is going to demonstrate a running stretch or a quad stretch. It's going to stretch the quad muscles, primarily the rectus femoris, which goes from right here to right here. All she's going to do, she's going to stand up in a straight line, and then from there she's gently going to grab one of her ankles and then pull her heel right to her butt and then switch sides. Since this is a dynamic stretch, she's going to do 10 to 12 reps on each side, holding each stretch for about 2 seconds. Meredith's going to finish the exercise out by performing 2 more perfect reps on each side. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a dynamic stretch, a standing glute stretch. What she's going to do is she's going to stand up with her shoulders and hips nice and square, and then she's gently going to cup one ankle and then grab the heel. And what this stretch is going to do, this is for the glutes, primarily the piriformis. She's going to alternate each side, just giving it a gentle twist, making sure not to twist too much on the knee. She would normally do about 10 to 12 reps on each side. From there, she's going to finish the exercise out by doing 2 more perfect reps on each side. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate a dynamic stretch for the hamstrings. This is called a monster walk. It's also known as a Frankenstein, also known as a toy soldier as well. What Meredith's simply going to do is she's going to stand up straight. She's going to stand with her hands in front of her, and then she's just going to reach up and then just try to kick out to her hands as far as possible, trying to keep her legs straight. It's a great stretch for the hamstring right before you do exercises. Meredith's going to perform 2 more perfect reps on each side to finish out the exercise. Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to perform a dynamic stretch to open up the hip flexor muscles. This is just a prisoner, or this is actually, some people call it a prisoner squat, some people call it a split squat. I like to call it a split squat. So what Meredith's going to do, she's going to just step forward. She's going to bring 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And then from there, she's just going to lower her body down and then bring her body back up. Lower the body down, bring the body back up. With this exercise, you can actually hit 2 birds in 1 stone. On the front leg right here, she's actually working the muscles of the glute and the quad. Now on the back leg, what you'll notice is she's going to get a nice dynamic stretch right here in the hips. She's going to finish out the stretch by doing 2 more perfect reps.
Let me show you how to do a squat side to side or a moving squat. It just adds a little more element of mind-body connection than a stationary squat. Start with your feet about hip width apart. Bend those knees, abs tight. You're going to step to one side wide and come down into that squat. Bring that foot back in, step to the other side. Something to note in a squat. When you come down into a squat, you want to make sure that the angle from your ankle to your knee matches the angle from your hip to your head. You want to bend those knees and hips if they are healthy. Step side to side. And of course, make sure you're breathing because you're going to need oxygen to the working muscles.
Hi, in today's segment of exercise execution, Meredith's going to demonstrate another dynamic stretch. This dynamic stretch is called a windmill. So what Meredith's going to do is she's just going to stand with her feet nice and wide, well beyond shoulder length or shoulder width. From there, she's going to make sure her toes are nice and pointed straight ahead, and her hips and shoulders are square. From there, she's going to reach her arms out to the side, and then she's just going to reach for the opposite toe with the opposite hand, coming down and then all the way back up and in the other side. It's a great stretch for the low back, also for the hamstrings and the hips. Meredith's going to perform 2 more perfect reps on each side to finish out the exercise.